Okay, here we are in the brand new two-story casino on Legend of the Seas. I'm here on the inaugural sailing, the first 7-night Mediterranean cruise for Legend of the Seas. And this is the new staircase that leads downstairs to Deck 3, which is a new non-smoking space added to the casino. Overall, the layout of the main deck, Deck 4, is very similar to Icon and Star, but this part here, this is all new for Legend of the Seas. So let's head down this beautiful staircase and check out this all new non-smoking area. So what you're going to see is that there are 4 tables and then mostly slot machines. It's not huge, but it is nice to have this extra space. I played down here a little bit at the one blackjack table. There's blackjack, there's Ultimate Texas Hold'em, and there is 3-card poker and roulette. No craps table down here in this non-smoking casino. There's just the one craps table upstairs. But it was nice, it was quiet, and it did not seem smoky down here. Even though one of the biggest complaints I'm hearing is that this is below the smoking section, I didn't notice that when I was downstairs, but you do have to walk through the smoking section to get to this part. So let's check out all the machines that they've got down here. They have Dragon Link, all of these guys. Now, the firecrackers, now you guys know that I'm primarily a card player, so I don't know all of these machines, but I'm just gonna walk through so you can see them all. If you see something or I missed something, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I'm still on board. I can check it out for you. But there's a lot. They really added quite a few machines down here. So this whole new slot section in the non-smoking casino area on Deck 3 is all just additional space. Around the corner here, we've got Dragon Trio. And here we've got the video poker machine. So there's more of these upstairs, but it's nice that there's some video poker down here on this lower deck too. Then they've got the OG Mo Mummy. Just really a lot of things to play down here, a lot of variety. This is pretty good. Here we've got some more Dragon Link. There is a lot of Dragon Link on this ship and a lot of Mo Mummy and Spooky Link. And you've got a glimpse of the tables. And then as I come around this corner here, we're going to see a few more machines, but then you're going to see that there's also an entire bar down here in the non-smoking section, which is great. Ah, Huff and Puff, my favorite. And there is more upstairs. That's the wheel upgrade, Huff and even more Puff. Sorry, I was doing this quickly, so sorry it's a little jittery, but there's that bar that I was talking about, and there is still the big bar upstairs. But there you go. Let me pan around this whole non-smoking area so you can see just how big it is. Like I said, it's not huge, but it is a nice added space to the upstairs full non-smoking and smoking section. So we'll go back up these stairs into the main casino. They lead right up to the smoking half of the main casino, and they did leave it half and half. Half of it is smoking up here on Deck 4 and half of it is non-smoking. I personally was a little bit worried when I heard that they made this new non-smoking casino on Deck 3 that the whole Deck 4 would be smoking, but it's not. The non-smoking casino is not big enough for them to get rid of the big non-smoking side that they have on this main Deck 4. So I was really happy to see that. There's still, the smoking section is still very big. It is still tight in the smoking section. One of the things that I haven't liked about Icon class casinos is they are long and narrow. And in the smoking section, there are a lot of slot machines packed in here. And there are some places, like right here in this corner, where it's tough to get through if somebody is sitting in that chair. Now here's where they have craps. And this is the beginning of the first bay of tables in the smoking side. There's 2, one on each side. And this is like the width-wise of the smoking casino. So this right here, guys, is a big change for the casino, and I need to make a whole separate video on this. You're seeing European blackjack. Okay, here we have roulette, but when you see there's automatic shufflers on these blackjack tables, those are European blackjack tables. Now, if you've got questions about that, let me know in the comments. I'm going to make a separate video because, like I said, this is a big change. Here's that crowded area where I feel like the tables are shoved up a little bit too close to the wall. Here we've got Huff and even more Puff. There's that wheel upgrade feature that I like. But anyway, more on European blackjack. We were a little caught off guard to see European blackjack, and it is a new policy for ships sailing on Royal Caribbean in Europe. All of them, not just Legend. And they just started this. They're going to be playing European blackjack. Now, there are still regular blackjack tables, but not many. But yeah, we've got a lot of machines crammed in here, and this is generally how the Icon class smoking sections are. There's just a lot to play. Sorry, I'm going kind of fast here, and again, if there's something that I missed, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to go back and see. Trying to capture everything here for you guys and moving kind of quickly because this is a pretty big casino. Now, it's not as big as Oasis class, but it is quite large, and now with that new lower level, lots and lots of slot machines. There's a bunch of buffalo on this ship too, like a lot. But generally the casino has not been crowded. Like I said earlier, this is definitely a vacation kind of cruise. We're in day 4, so 3 nights now in the casino, and it has not been crowded at all. Lots of machines available, lots of tables, lots of space to play. It just hasn't been. It's actually kind of strange. Now, my spring break cruise on April in Icon was similar, but definitely more crowded than this. So I don't know if that's just a function of the Mediterranean cruise or what. So here we have more video poker upstairs, as I mentioned when we saw that they have it downstairs and upstairs, so that is kind of nice. Then over here you're going to see that second bay of tables in the smoking section, and you can also see how close they are to the wall. So over there on the other side where there's slot machines, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get through there. If somebody's sitting in that chair, you have to turn around and walk back. So here we've got low volatility. So there are a handful of those, not tons, but they are there. So for my low volatility friends, those who like to grind out the points, you will still be able to do that on Legend of the Seas. Sorry, the video is a little wobbly. It is hard to flip back and forth and get the fronts and backs because they are really packed into this casino. There's a lot. Here is that spot back here. When there are people sitting in all of these chairs, it is very hard to get through. So somebody had asked me in the comments on my walkthrough, my quick walkthrough on Facebook, if they fixed that problem. It's pretty much the same layout. And then somebody else was asking what was in the deck 3 space that they took in order to make that lower level, and I believe it was a conference center because the music hall is on the other side of this casino, and it is still there, and it is still 2 stories. Over here, they did set up a new machine where you can actually pay your bill in cash, which a lot of us gamblers tend to do in the last evenings. That has been available on other ships up on the Royal Promenade or near guest services, but now there's one conveniently located right in the casino. So here we have a whole nother section of Dragon Link. We saw that was down on deck 3 also. And you just caught a glimpse of a little bit more low volatility. There's really a lot to walk through here, guys. So hopefully you're seeing your favorites. We'll check back on these guys. That one brand of machine is just always the train ones, and Ticket to Ride, all of those, or whatever it's called, are always off. And I do try to do these walkthroughs when the casino is closed. So I'll come back and put in the comments what some of these slot machines are. Okay, now we are reaching the end. This is the entrance into the non-smoking. There's still a handful of slot machines over here. but we are crossing the line soon into the non-smoking section. Now, on the non-smoking section, you have a huge bar in the middle, and the slot machines are all around, and the tables here, you can see, are in the center. So there's not as many slot machines on this side of the casino. It's actually better laid out though, I think. Now they put so many slot machines on the smoking side, which is great. We all want lots of slot machines, but I do feel like the non-smoking side has a lot more room to just walk and move through. This is the high roller area is in the non-smoking side. They have single zero roulette, some high limit slot machines, and then they have a blackjack table, and here they have baccarat. So those are the four things that you can play in the high roller room. So hopefully you are seeing some of your favorites here. I personally am a big fan of Huff and Puff. There's some Lion Link, more firecrackers. And then in the center here is this big, beautiful bar. It looks exactly like it does on Icon and Star with the whole big lounge area. It's really nice. And it has not been crowded. Then you've got the cage on the side. And interestingly, there have been some hiccups in this inaugural cruise. They didn't have promotional chips. We always use our free play for blackjack, and they didn't have the right promotional chips for us. They just didn't arrive on time. And they didn't have drink holders for drinks at the tables. So you can definitely tell it's a new ship and they're still working out the kinks. But overall, the staff has been fantastic. The casino hosts are really wonderful on board this ship, and the dealers are mostly coming from other ships. You know that you've spent a little too much time cruising and gambling when you know most of the dealers on board a brand new ship already. But it is what it is. So we're down near the end, and on this end here, the exit is to the music hall. So that's the music hall that you can see on the left, which is a really nice space. Here they do have the poker table on the end. There have been a few times that poker has been going. So there, yes, is the music hall. And then you have this last set of slot machines on this side. So we just kind of walked through the entire length of the non-smoking, and now we're on the opposite side. And you can see that there was a whole second section of table games down here. Now that one tends to open later in the evenings. As far as table limits, I know people like to hear about that. There has been $15 blackjack for the European blackjack. Most of the regular blackjack tables were $25. So they still had the 3-2 odds on the $25 tables, but the European $15 blackjack tables were 6-5. Roulette was, I believe, $2 on the inside. Craps was pretty normal, I think $10 minimum. Here we've got some more Buffalo and more Huff and Puff. This is the upgraded Huff and even more Puff. There were a lot of those. And there was some Spooky Link back in the corner that we already walked through. More of, let's see, we saw the mariachis. Here's Power Pig. And then we're in this last row, then back to the smoking side. So that is pretty much the whole place, guys. Let me stand back here and do a quick pan so you can see the full length of the non-smoking casino. And it is really nice. And now with the new part downstairs, you have really a lot of options for playing in non-smoking. And then here is a pan to see how big the smoking side is. And it is very, very similar to the Icon and Star layout. It's just that now you have that staircase in the beginning of the smoking section that leads down to the new non-smoking deck. So let's go check that out one more time because it is really pretty. They made the staircase very, very nice with these big gold Royal Caribbean dice. Love it. Thanks for watching.